Now, Monday was a key day in Israel in its fight against the new Omicron variant. Now, in a first of its kind research, Israel's Sheba Medical Center is set to begin a study on the efficacy of a fourth COVID vaccine shot. Temporary mall restrictions are also set to go into effect, and the Knesset Education Committee will discuss a new school outline aimed at protecting children. Our correspondent, Jody Cohen, brings you the details. Take a look.
With the new, more transmissible variant looming large, the world has shifted its focus to booster shots. And Israel is a step ahead of all. A global first. Sheba Medical Center is beginning its study into a fourth COVID booster. The study is in conjunction with Israel's health ministry and has the approval from the country's senior panel on human medical trials. As part of the new study, 6,000 people, including 150 medical personnel, will receive the additional booster shot.
First person who ever received the fourth booster against COVID, I can only say it's one small jab in the shoulder, but one giant leap for mankind in the battle, in the global battle against the COVID infection.
Last week, Israel announced that it will be administering a fourth COVID shot, what can be called a second booster for vulnerable groups. However, the rollout was delayed after reviewing preliminary data from Britain. The British study suggests that people with Omicron are 50 to 70% less likely to need hospitalization as compared to those infected with its predecessor, the Delta variant. Along with conducting a booster study, Israel has also implemented fresh restrictions to deal with the COVID surge. For the next 9 days, all employees and customers working at shopping centres or malls will need to show a green pass. The green pass is a must for getting an entry into food courts, restaurants and larger stores. Israel has also announced a new school outline. This could see middle and high schoolers in orange or red areas learning from home or in open spaces, if 70% of their class is not yet vaccinated. However, there is growing displeasure among the Israeli population for the new mandates. Weekly protests against COVID curbs are growing in number. The people are vocally opposing COVID restrictions as well as vaccine mandates for children. Meanwhile, the administration in Tel Aviv is leaving no box unchecked to avoid serious coronavirus infections. On Sunday evening, Israel granted emergency approval to Pfizer's anti-COVID Paxlovid pill. And right after, Israel's health minister, Nitzan Horowitz, indicated that the flight curbs might be toned down from next month.
Nachman Ash, Director General of Israel's Health Ministry, has yet to approve giving fourth COVID shots and is expected to make a decision this week against a backdrop of rising cases, especially among kids. In fact, the Prime Minister's own fully vaccinated 14-year-old daughter has contracted COVID, and while the PM tested negative, he's staying in isolation as a precaution. Physically isolated, but not yet politically isolated, as his 8-party coalition faces perhaps its biggest challenge yet with the Omicron variant. This is Jody Cohen for WION World is One.